let's dive into it a little bit. Let me give you my thoughts in regards to the EFA schedule. Couple things. One, love the idea of Friday night lights. In the States, high school ball, even some college ball, there is nothing like the mood, the scenery, the smell of football in the air on a Friday night, the concession stands, the atmosphere is nothing like a Friday night game. And I love we're getting that Paris, Frankfurt Friday night. And that is going to be a game. That is going to be a game that is going to set the tone for the EFA, right? Between the two leagues, week one, you really want some tone setters of the game. That game will set the tone. Not to mention Prague Storm, a game we're getting for the first time, but also maybe one of my favorite rivals, right, on a Sunday matinee, Raiders-Ravens. My God. Listen, EFA, week one, you hit it out the park. You hit it out the park week one. Now, another thing I like that they're doing, and this has been talked about a little bit already, is they are, and first of all, before I get into this, shout out to Brez and Tebs, right? I watched their podcast. They talked a little bit about this as well, too. I love the tournament atmosphere of the semifinals being in one location. You limit expenses. You limit a whole lot of potential, capital, unused capital, unwasted capital with, financing, teams traveling. Get every team in one location, tournament style, AAU basketball style, right? Let's play ball, right? Give me one Saturday night, one Sunday night, or hell, give me one Saturday afternoon, right? And then let's come back Saturday night. However we want to do it. I love the idea of the semifinals in one location. I think it's different. I think it's unique. I think it's an idea, along with the Friday Night Lights idea, that the EFA did a good job of implementing, right? And then championship game, yet to be determined, right? Yet to be determined, right? So that's the beauty of the schedule, right? The beauty of what the EFA did with the schedule, right? And I'm telling you, I hope we get more. Not a lot of dates have been announced. I hope we get more Friday Night Lights. All right. It doesn't. Maybe it doesn't have to be every week, in my opinion, right? But mix it up every once in a while, right? Mix it up every once in a while, because now I get football Friday, football Saturday, football Sunday, at least from the EFA. One of the beautiful things about college football is that you're going to get it Thursday, you're going to get it Friday, you're going to get it Saturday in 100+ games, right? Sometimes you may get a Sunday and a Monday game as well, too. You're talking to someone that loves college football, right? So I love the fact that they've implemented a college football-like idea and a tournament-style idea when it comes to the semifinals, right? Let's get into the QB matchups, man, because I tell you what, the EFA QB class is legit. Listen, and as long as you have a quarterback, right, you have a chance. We've looked at some QB classes preseason in the ELF, and, there have been some solid ones. There have been some ones you'd be like, we'll see how it pans out. But I think with 6 teams, each team did a good job at solidifying who a guy is that will help them compete. And I think all teams are doing a good job at putting weapons around those guys too, right? But if you don't know, Ethan Garbers, Frankfurt Galaxy. I mean, we're waiting to see in his first year in Europe. Remember, it's different out here. In his first year in Europe, what does he look like? UCLA guy, big body guy, big arm guy. I remember watching his game versus Colorado a couple times, or two years ago, right? I like Ethan Garbers. I'm excited to see what he's going to be with one running back and Gerald Omlin, right? You got Lucas Stroll. We got Steven Nelson at the tackles, right? And then you got a band full of receiving weapons. I think this is a team you're going to see a lot of 10 personnel. I don't know. I'm not sure who the tight end is yet or if he's been announced, right? But with that many weapons, you got to have them on the field, right? Jadrian Clark, one of the GOATs in Europe, pre-ELF, pre-EFA, and his success continued once those leagues came about, right? League MVP, ELF champion MVP. We all know what Jadrian Clark is about, what he's going to bring to the table, right? One of the GOATs. Zach Elwers, I'm excited to see my guy back. I'm excited to see Magic back in action, right? And I'm excited to see what a year off without Magic, a year away from football, what that's done for him. I know he went into coaching a little bit, now what that's going to look like back in Paris. And I know Paris fans are excited to see him as well, too. Now, on the other side of that, you got Jalen Henderson. I think a motivated Jalen Henderson, a hungry Jalen Henderson, a guy who is ready to prove really what he is about. I don't think last year we got the true Jalen Henderson, even though we saw a lot of bright spots. We saw him really performing, really gut out some good games with the team he had, right? I'm excited to see with Fred Armstrong, all right, with Adam Zuzelka, Willie P, Raheem Kalous, a healthy Raheem Kalous, right? I'm excited to see what that Prague team is going to be about. And if they take the next step, because they took a big step last year, do they take the next step, right? All right. Steven Krajewski. We don't know a lot about Steven, rightfully so. But what I do know is that I trust Coach Kusling, right? Coach Kusler, sorry. I trust that if he's identified a guy at quarterback, he knows what he wants to do with him, right? I'm gonna listen. By the time I do my Raiders team preview, I will have studied Steven Krajewski and see what he's about, right? And then lastly, Russell Tabor, guy came onto the scene, right? He was Ethan Garber's last year. Not really unknown. He played in Spain, but unknown on the big stage. What's he gonna be about? Russell Tabor. A lot of these quarterbacks, you think about all these quarterbacks, box office, right? You're gonna want to see these matchups week in, week out.